I got all scared thinking about Josh Allen running, but then I did a crossover with Joe Marino and I found out he can't run this time. Good time for the pass rush to wake up. We'll talk about it here on Locked On Jaguars.
You are Locked On Jaguars, your daily Jacksonville Jaguars podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It is, in fact, your team every day here on Locked On Jaguars, a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, which is the number one sports podcast network. We thank you for making us your first listen. And this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnNFL and use the code all lowercase Locked On NFL to win $50 instantly when you play just $5. Shout out to the everydayers that join us, whether they watch or listen. They're always there. We appreciate you and do not take you for granted. Let me tell you where we're going, man, as we creep closer to the playoff game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills here this Sunday at 1 o'clock. It's a good time for the pass rush to let loose. That's where we'll start, but right in the middle, we'll talk about how linebackers will be a key versus the quarterback, Josh Allen, and James Cook. And then a win is a win. Doesn't matter how it happens as long as the Jaguars gets this victory. And then we'll see if we can live to see another day in the playoffs. Maybe they host another playoff game. We'll have to wait and see how that goes based on what happens with these other teams. But let's get right into the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was sitting there just hoping that I've been talking about it all week, and I've been saying, don't get past his armpits. Don't allow him to have these avenues, Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Bills, to escape and be able to get away and extend drives, because I do think in the playoffs, these coaches get really, really smart, especially coaches that have been around in the past. They're going to minimize possessions. They're going to limit possessions. They're going to, you may look up and both teams only had the ball one time in the first quarter. Somebody got it back, and then the quarter ends. That's how I think this game is going to go. I think it's going to be a little bit of a chess match. The one thing I will tell you, though, is Josh Allen is banged up. Joe Marino told me that, and his foot, and he basically said Josh Allen hasn't been running the ball like that all year, and that's just not who he is and what he is at this point. He's not really doing the things that he normally has done in the past, and the things that have just killed and destroyed teams. They've really been running the ball. They're the number one rush offense in the National Football League, and they're going to be playing against the number one rush defense. But when you get a chance to get him, trust me, he's going to drop back and throw it. You're not the best quarterback in the NFL, and you sit there and don't let this guy just let it rip, especially if the Jaguars start scoring points, which they've been doing a whole bunch of that for the second half of the season. So I think he's going to drop back, and then I think he's going to try to play from the pocket because he hasn't been running because of his health. And that's why I think Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen are going to step up and have a huge, huge game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really do believe it. I'm not saying step up as if they haven't played well, because obviously they have been playing well this season. But I see this as that game in front of a national TV audience where Trayvon Walker really lets people know again exactly how dominant and how good he can be. Marquise Ogden told me he knows this team very well. Jaguars, obviously, and Buffalo, because he's done work with the Bills. Marcus is always on the squad show with myself and Mia O'Brien, who is the host. And Marcus said that they have a guard problem, like their right guard. I know their left side is very, very good. When they go into those sub packets, that's where Trayvon Walker is probably going to end up being. And then they're going to have Dennis Gardeck or BJ Green on the outside. Whoever that is going to probably wish they didn't show up for the game. I think Trayvon is going to be absolutely dominant on the twist game. Also, even when he's lined up outside, he's a load to deal with. Especially, he's a load for anybody, but he's going to really be a load if you got a weak link out there, and he ain't going to feel sorry for him. So I'm looking forward to both Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen having big games, but mainly Trayvon Walker. Josh always has a big game. Josh Hines Allen, every time it seems like he plays Josh Allen, it's Josh Allen versus Josh Hines Allen now. Josh seems to step his game up. Maybe one of the best games I've ever seen him play was against the Bills. I think that was Urban Meyer's first win. Might have been his only one, because he didn't win a whole bunch of games when he was here. Yeah, so, the Jaguars have had some luck against the Buffalo Bills. If I'm not mistaken, I think they beat them 3 straight times. I could be wrong about that. But I'm looking forward to a really, really good game. But I think it's the edge rushers. And I don't even think it's just them. I think it's everybody. Whether it's BJ Green or if Danny Strigau's healthy or DeJuan Smoot when he's in the game. I just think if they can stop the run and force Buffalo to be and this is real weird to say, right? When I think Josh is the best quarterback in the NFL. In fact, I think both guys that are playing right now are the 2 best quarterbacks right now, along with Matthew Stafford, maybe, in the National Football League. But it seems real weird that you're going to sit there and say we want them to put the ball in Josh Allen's hand when they play the Jags. That's a weird thing to say. Usually, when a player is that good, you don't want him to have the ball. But if the Bills are running the ball, that means 2 things. That means the Jaguars haven't scored enough points, and that means the run is working. I don't want them to sit back there and hand that ball off 40 times. We've seen them do it. They did it in the playoffs against Baltimore last year, where they have gap and zone schemes. So they scheme it up based on what they think they can get away with. That's why I think it's a big deal that when they do finally get back there, you put them in down and distance situations by getting to the quarterback with not just pressure, sacks. This whole thing that sacks, I understand people say they love pressure because pressure is just like a sack. Well, the difference with pressure is it's 2nd and 10. With a sack, it's 2nd and 18. So I prefer the sacks. I think it creates a long down and distance situation that will keep them from sitting there and just running the ball and pounding the rock and trying to wear the Jacksonville Jaguars out. It's not just going to be about the pass rushers only. It's the second level guys too. And I didn't realize that a lot of people thought that Devin, Lloyd, and Oluokun are about as good as a duo in the National Football League. I kind of had a feeling they were top 7, top 8, but a lot of people I've been hearing say, no, it's one of the best duos, or if not the best duo, in the National Football League. When you tune into the crossover episode tomorrow, you're going to hear Joe Marino say just that. All right, we'll talk more about the linebackers and why they'll be a key versus both Josh Allen, the quarterback, and James Cook. We'll do that in just a second here on Locked On Jaguars. All right, man, all you GMs out there, I got some news for you. You can actually be a quarterback now, too. The draft positions are set, and so many teams are looking for their franchise quarterback. Ever wish to become a pro quarterback, getting drafted in the first round or the first pick overall by your favorite team? Well, now you can. There's a mobile game just for you called Ultimate Quarterback, Football Legend. And in this game, you get to step into the cleats of a number 1 draft pick quarterback, and it's your job to lead your team to greatness to help turn a falling franchise into a dynasty. Look, it's totally free to play and has no ads, and it works 100% offline. Perfect for when you want to sneak in a quick game or 2 on the go. I do it when I'm on an airplane. I love it doing it when I'm flying because I go in airplane mode and it keeps on working. All right, so just head over to ultimate-qb.com. That's ultimate-qb.com, or search for Ultimate QB in your app store. We've got something special for you guys. Use the promo code Locked On, all caps, in the game's store to get a free boost to the start of your career. That's Ultimate QB, Football Legend, QB1. It's your legacy. And today's show is also sponsored and brought to you by ZocDoc. If you followed me for a while, you knew I had some health issues, and you know what? I found the right doctor that got me on the right track. So people say, Wig, you're always sick. I'm not always sick. I'm always trying to get healthy because I had to find the right one. And finding a doctor you actually like can feel like discovering a diamond in the rough. You want someone in network, nearby, and availability. But you also want a doctor who really listens, makes you feel comfortable, explains things clearly, and helps you walk out feeling confident about your next step. Your diamond in the rough doctor exists, and finding him is easy with ZocDoc. Stop putting off the doctor's appointments. Go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNFL to find and instantly book a doctor you love today. That's ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNFL. ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNFL. Thanks to ZocDoc for sponsoring this message. All right, man, here on Hump Day, Wednesday, as we are turning the corner, it's all downhill now until Sunday, man, until we get to tailgate and have a good time leading up to the 1 p.m. kickoff for the Jaguars hosting the Bills in the playoff game. And I am super stoked and excited, and I know you all are too. And I know Oluokun is excited too. Gets a chance to go to the playoffs here with the Jaguars and represent this team the way any good captain should, along with the upstart Devin Lloyd, who has had, in my opinion, an all-pro year. And I hope the Jaguars get something done with him contractually to keep him a Jacksonville Jaguars for a long time, because he'll be an impending free agent as we get close to the end of the season. But those guys are going to be critical. They're going to be critical, filling that gap, making sure James Cook does not get into that second level and start dancing around in the secondary, guarding the tight ends. The Bills are very good at getting the ball to Dalton Kincaid and that crew. Josh Allen loves to dump the ball to those outlets. They get Ray Davis involved a little bit. Also, Liam Cohen knows him. And Jaguar fans that are Gator fans remember him too, because when people were asking me about Liam Cohen, they were like, how good of a play caller he is. And if I say, you're a Gator fan, they say, yeah. I said, remember the Ray Davis game when he was at Kentucky? He said, yeah. I said, well, he was the offensive coordinator. And so we don't want to see number 22 getting loose. And then the Jaguars just can't give up a bunch of cheap stuff, man. They really can't. And a lot of that has to do with the linebackers, their ability to control the action, making sure that guys are not running free on that second level. I'm looking forward to him having a good game. I was all ready to sit here and talk to you about, well, they got to stop Josh Allen from scrambling. But I found out that that's not what he's been doing this year. I know we're used to Josh Allen doing a lot of running around. Josh Allen, the quarterback. We're used to him doing a lot of running around and doing a lot of escaping. But he has a bad foot, man, and he hasn't been doing that a lot lately. So he's going to be probably a little bit more of a statue. In order to get pressure on him, man, you can't give him the quick game. You can't give him those quick releases, because then that makes the pressure null and void. And that's why I think it's critical, and I think it's super, super important that the Jacksonville Jaguars second level, namely Devin Lloyd and Foyesade, can do exactly what they've been doing all year, bumping and thumping and playing with a physical game. And even when in Ventrell Miller, when he gets his shot to get into the game and get loose, the same thing. I just want those guys to be at their absolute best. And I really, really do believe that's where the Jaguars have an advantage. On the flip side, Buffalo they don't play very good defense. I think the Jaguars need to make sure they get points each and every time they cross midfield. 6, 7 times. If you can cross midfield 6 or 7 times, you can get you some points. I don't care if it's field goals. You score 2 touchdowns and get 4 field goals, that's 26 points. All right. You get 5 field goals. Hey, guess what? It's 29 points. I think that's good enough to win. I think I do believe they'll hold the Bills under 24 or less. And the Jaguars are going to score more than 24. But those second level guys have a lot to do with that. Antonio Johnson, probably the game of his life last week. I want him to do it again. Do it, wing guard. Got to do it again. You got to tackle. Don't give Buffalo anything cheap. So those are the guys that I am absolutely looking forward to having a big game this week. It's going to be fun in the stadium, man. I think it's going to be raucous. I hope the Jaguar fans don't sell their tickets to a bunch of Buffalo people. I don't want to see a bunch of blue. You're going to see some. I want to see teal. I ain't trying to count y'all pockets either. I'm not telling you what to do. It's your tickets. You can do what you want to do with them, man. But I just want this thing to be all about us. And I want it to be raucous, man. This might be the last game they play here, depending on what happens. You know, if New England wins their game, the Jaguars will have to go to New England. Yeah, I just want this game to be us, all about us. It's like I said, if New England wins, the Jaguars are definitely going to New England. They're the 3 seed, the Patriots are the 2 seed. The Patriots play those sorry Chargers. It'd be funny, though, if the Chargers pull that thing off, wouldn't it? And then they got to go back to Denver, where they went last week and screwed around and they ain't play anybody. They sat Justin Herbert, but it'd be fun, man, if that happened, because then the Jaguars would host the winner of the Steelers and Texans game, and that'll be a lot of fun. A whole lot. I think that's the way it will go. If the Texans win, yeah. So what I've already picked the Texans to be the team that comes here for the AFC Championship game. So that would mean the Texans would have to win, and then New England wins, and then we go to Foxborough and beat New England. I think they can do it. I ain't trying to get ahead of anything because they got to win this game against Buffalo, but I'm optimistic. I am super, super optimistic that is exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do. But it's going to take the pass rush. It's going to take the guys on the front seven, even the depth guys. Everybody's got to dial it in, man, because they love their tight ends and love to use their running backs, and they love to run the ball and pound the rock. So the Jaguars, that group up front and including the linebackers, that's why I focused the first two segments on them. You know, they're going to have to get it done. It's all about getting it done. A win is a win. We'll discuss why I believe that. I'll tell you right now why. Because it might be ugly. They might win 26-24. We don't care. It's called survive and advance. And that's the area that we're in today. We'll discuss that in the third and final segment here on Locked On Jaguars. Y'all know it's time for FanDuel, man. You know what it is. The wild card round is here, and FanDuel is officially in playoff mode. Every game day during the NFL playoffs, FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action. Because right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. Each game day, you'll see a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts, and you can apply it to the bets you like most. Open your profit boost pack first thing on game day and see what boost you want to apply. You make your picks, then apply your profit boost to go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL game day. All right, we are turning the corner, man, and heading down the stretch of this hump day show today. We're doing a squad show today, too. If you love Locked On Jaguars, man, you're going to get the Jaguar Squad Show with MOB, Mia O'Brien, and Marquise Ogden. And they let me tag along with them a little bit. So I'll be there with them. You'll get that. It'll be live. It'll be super, super interactive, as it always is, here on Locked On Jaguars. Make sure you tap in. And the Everydayers Club, I know I love my Everydayers. You're always going to get me each and every day. I don't know what I'd do if they let me do this podcast. But you can join the Everydayers Club and get even a little bit more. You get your audio versions of this podcast. You will actually get them without ads and access to our merch store for just $5. And you can even upgrade that and get a whole bunch more perks. Just make sure you get in that description wherever you watch or listen to the show and click that link, and it'll lead you right where you need to be. Where you need to be this week is Everbank. You need to be in Jacksonville, Florida. I think it's going to be like 70 degrees. Really, really nice weather, and a whole bunch of people that are going to be beveraged up and belly full of barbecue and doing the whoop and screaming Duval, and it's just that we're right back to where we belong, man. The Jaguars belong in the playoffs. The fans belong in the playoffs. It's just another opportunity to show the people from around the National Football League and around the country, even around the world, what we're made of, man, and why the Jaguar experience is now not known for the ebb and the flow of the Trevor Lawrence experience. But the Jaguar experience, man, is something to behold. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the faithful 50,000 plus 20,000 more people screaming and going crazy in that stadium. I think the Jags are going to win the game. I'm not it's not emotional confidence. It's just they're just the best team. They played well this year. Whatever's been in front of them, they have approached everything. They look like it's a business. It's all business, but they're having fun doing business. You know, does that make sense? Like, it's business and they know it and they take it seriously, but they're having fun because they're having a lot of success. And these guys just look like they really, really enjoy being around each other, playing together. And it's just a good time. It's just a good time. And this is all foreign to us here. I'm not going to lie to you. 2017 was fun too. This reminds me more of the early success that the Jaguars had under Tom Coughlin, though, because when you saw them, you realized they were a really, really good football team. Well, this is a really, really, really good football team that does a whole bunch of the little things that they're supposed to do correct. Are they perfect? No, they got some issues along the offensive line still, but when the line plays well, they play well. It's just they have these little moments sometimes where you go, "Come on, man!" Whether it's Walker Little or Ezra Cleveland last week, it was Ezra Cleveland. Even Cole Van Lannon got his new deal and got beat immediately. So hopefully those things don't show up and Trevor doesn't get hit too much and start seeing ghosts and feeling the pain and getting ailments. That's the only thing that could really derail the Jaguars if something were to happen to their quarterback. But I just don't think Buffalo's good enough to beat them if both teams play up to their potential. And the Jaguars could probably not play as clean as they want to and still beat Buffalo. That's just the way I feel. But they're underdogs because people just don't believe, and that's fine with us. That's fine. I don't want anybody, but I'm glad they made the Jaguars 1.5-point underdogs. I'm glad they continue to disrespect the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm glad a lot of people believe that this is the year that Josh Allen, the quarterback, is going to win because there's no Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson in his way. Of course, Lamar Jackson, he wasn't in his way too much anyway because the Bills always beat him. But you get the point. The point is people are thinking like, okay, this is y'all's year. We think differently. We just do. I don't think this is their year. And if it was their year, they got a bad beat and a bad draw because I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are the team that looks like a Super Bowl winning organization, a Super Bowl winning team right now. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, a win is a win. I don't care if it's pretty or if it's ugly, as long as they get it done and keep doing what they've been doing. Like Liam said, we don't apologize for victories around here. So I can't wait. We'll do the crossover. I've already done it. We'll post that. I'll try to schedule and post the crossover to release at midnight so you guys can get a hold of that early. And then, of course, we got the Friday show. Our Friday show, we're going to let loose on it, man, and get y'all all geared up. I want to invite some fans to come on here, man, but I think everybody was at work. I put out a little message that we could be interactive. I said, DM me if you want a hot minute. Nobody DM me. I got my boy Purdy. He kind of sent me a little meme, but I don't know what that means. I didn't know all these people had jobs that they work during the middle of the day and they can't. I wish somebody would hit me up and I could put them on here while they're in their cubicle or doing whatever, and their boss comes up behind them. I don't want y'all to get fired because their boss probably watches the show too, so it would have been a little bit of fun, man. I just love teasing you guys and giving y'all a little bit of a hard time, but no, man, it's all about the Jaguars. It's all about this playoff game. The city is on fire. The city is super, super excited, and so am I. We discussed the front seven of the Jaguars. The front seven of the Bills has not been very good. This may be a Travis Etienne game. This may be a 24-carry, 115-yard Travis Etienne game. I talked about the Jags scoring 26 to 29 points. Maybe they get lucky. It's 29 to 10 or 26 to 10 or 26 to 7. There's a chance that the Jaguars go out here and flat out dominate this game. And if they do that, I think it's going to take a little bit of run and pass mixed in, ball control, keeping the ball for 35 minutes, not giving Buffalo a chance to get anything done. It'd be nice if it was over at halftime. Jaguars get up 17-0. I don't think 17-0 is far enough out to say it's over. I do think 20-0 though. 21-0. That'd be a pretty steep thing for the Buffalo Bills to have to overcome. Y'all hear the confidence in my voice? You hear it? I said the other day that they were going to beat the crap out of Buffalo. And I still believe that. I told them that on the squad show that I think the Jaguars are going to win the game. But even if they don't, if that part of it doesn't come true, as long as they win, that's the part to me that matters the most. Other than you guys being here with me every day here on Locked On Jaguars, because that matters to me too. We don't take your time for granted, man. We love the fact that you guys are every day and you hang out with us, and y'all did it today at a clip of about 25 minutes. We appreciate you, and make sure you tap in each and every day. Go and join the Everydayers Club if you are an everydayer who wants a little bit more. Of course, you always get me right here, giving it to you like I do, straight with no chaser. We'll see you next time, man, on Locked On Jaguars, man. It's playoff time, and the Jaguars and the Bills get it on this Sunday.